Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Rise of Her podcast. I'm so excited to have you guys here with me, but today I really wanted to talk about how to enjoy your day-to-day existence, because I've been talking to so many people about this, especially because I generally like to stay pretty calm in the chaos, which is having 4 kids, running a business, my podcast, social media, all of the things. And I really, really value being joyful every single day and really enjoying the moments that we have here on this earth, essentially. If you're new here, my name is Roxanne. I'm on my own personal development journey, and I again, really value having a beautiful life and really creating something that you love for yourself. So I figured I would just bring you guys along for the ride. Like I said, if you know me, you know I'm extremely joyful and positive, and I love my day-to-day life and I love how it feels. And I just want to remind you guys, I have not always been like this. I mean, I was really depressed for a really long time. I was a shell of a woman. I had no one around me that I really enjoyed being around, and I really struggled so much with my own self-worth. I was also a really big people pleaser, and so a lot of my worth was tied to how other people were feeling. If they weren't happy, then I wasn't happy. And even if they were happy, I was still really unhappy because I was never doing anything for myself. And I was always in this victim mentality that the universe was against me. Nothing was made for me. Everything was supposed to be hard for me, and I just sat in that all the time. But the thing that I've learned over the past 5 or so years is that it's all about perspective. I know when you're in the thick of it, it's really hard to look at anything positive that's happening around you and being like, oh my God, this is amazing. Actually, this can be really beautiful and I'm super grateful for this. But I promise you, it makes such a big difference when you start to work through these things. So I actually remember when my dad got diagnosed with cancer. I was due to have my 4th baby. I was going through a lot of prenatal depression, and I was still going through so much from COVID, and there was just a lot happening, and my partner and I were going through so much at the time as well. It was just a time that it did actually completely break me, and I was over here thinking surely this is not what my life is supposed to be like. There is so much more than this that I can experience, and I just don't know how to get there. And it was at that point where I kind of started turning towards these self-help things, right? So meditation, journaling, yoga. I was trying to figure out my life. I turned to every single personal development, podcast, book, every single possible thing that I could inhale when it came to healing myself. I took it so seriously. And I just was trying to figure out everything that I could to try and help myself, because I had gotten to this point where I was so broken, and I'd realized it was up to me to actually change it. And I think when you've been broken and then broken again and broken again, you kind of have to look at yourself and be like, okay, it's time that I take accountability for my life. It's time I own my own life and take it seriously and actually try to make a change. And as my dad got sicker, this was something that I was constantly trying to fix myself with, trying to make myself feel better. And it was the only thing that stopped me from, I guess, going down into a spiral consistently. And I would always say to myself, yeah, this sucks, but at least I have this. And it was kind of, I think at the point I was trying to convince myself that there was still good in the world. Even though I felt so horrible, there were still good things that I could enjoy. And even now I still say, well, yeah, that sucks, but at least this has happened, and kind of try to lift the energy a little bit more. If you've been around me before, you know that I just consistently do that. If you try to tell me something sucks, I'll be like, yeah, it does suck, but we learnt this. That's really cool. So yes, things might not be perfect, and they're not exactly where I want them to be, but I'm constantly working towards them, and I can be grateful for what I have now while still working towards what I want. Like I said, one thing that really changed my life and essentially changed the entire game for me was changing my perspective, and really that gratitude practice, which I always bring myself back to at all times. Again, if you've ever hung out with me in person, you know that I'm constantly saying I'm grateful for things. It's literally an illness that I have. I'm constantly saying how grateful I am. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. And I just find that brings my energy up so much. And like I said, it wasn't something that I was born with. It is something that I've practiced continuously. And I call myself out on those moments where I'm like, yeah, but, I go down into this lower vibration. I call myself out on it so quickly, because I don't like how I feel when I'm constantly thinking negatively, because it's like I'm attracting more negative things to happen to me, and I'm just not interested in that, to be completely honest. Like I said, if you're constantly putting out this negative energy, that's what you're attracting. But on the other hand, if you're constantly putting out this positive energy, if you're really, really good and you're grateful for what's around you, that's the energy that you bring back in. You're bringing in positive energy, you're bringing in opportunities, you're bringing in things that you didn't even try to bring in because it was made for you, because you're eluding that energy, and it makes you magnetic. And the thing is, the longer that you do this, the easier it feels. I mean, I've been doing this for years and years and years and years, so it's not overly challenging for me. Like I said, I do have to call myself out every now and then when I start to feel myself slipping a bit, especially when I'm around, people that are not in the same energy as me. It happens very quickly, but it's about noticing it and being like, okay, what's happening here? What's happening within myself? How am I feeling? And let's change this around. And I'm very positive. I'm always looking for the beautiful things in my life. And this is what creates a beautiful existence, essentially, at the end of the day. This is what I truly believe. Your life being beautiful is built around all of these tiny little moments within your day. If I can look back at my day and be like, I can see way more positive moments than negative, even if there were some, like things happen all the time. You get parking tickets, you trip on a rock, like I don't know, all kinds of things happen all of the time. And that is okay, because I'm sure that there are positive moments throughout your day. Maybe someone showed up for you, which you didn't expect them to. Maybe an opportunity landed in your inbox, like made somebody smile. There's always something that you can focus more of your energy on, which will attract more of it. And I truly do believe that. So I always tell the story about how well my kids know me, because it's actually insane. And I love this. Honestly, I love this. So when we drive into our estate, when we drive out of our estate, there is a hill that we come over, and it shows all of the like bushland, and you can see the sky and everything. And it's my favorite hill to drive over every single day, because if we drive over it at the right time, the way that the sun hits the clouds is, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And I love it. And it just it lights me up every single day. It's a sunset. If it's a sunset, my goodness, like you cannot get me away. My kids are like, I think they get genuinely concerned I'm going to crash, because I'm like, oh my God, the sky, I love it so much. It's so beautiful. But the thing with that is, my kids know me as they know me so well that if I am constantly like talking about something, or like if there's something beautiful, they actually notice it before me some of the time, because they know that I'm going to point that out. So they are noticing those beautiful things, and it just brings up the energy. Like I said, they get really excited as well, and they're like, oh my God, Mom, like that's amazing. Like, and so we all enjoy these beautiful things together. These are moments that you can just pick out at any point. You can choose to look for these beautiful things every single day. So really seeking out and noticing things that we perceive as small things is one of the biggest shifts that I made, and it makes me really enjoy my days. Noticing how, little morning dew sits on the leaves, or a smile that somebody gave you when they came up to a light, or somebody singing. I actually really, really love seeing people go for runs, because I'm like, hell yeah, like that's so sick. And that inspires me. Those moments are what makes me feel inspired, and what makes me do what I do, and why I love so much with connecting with other people. Those moments are what truly build a beautiful life for you. And when you can reflect back in your life and go, I truly felt happy because there wasn't anything. These are not things that you can buy. These are moments that you choose for yourself, regardless of where you are in your life. So I want to encourage you guys just to take maybe 3 deep breaths, even just now while you're listening to this episode, and just really center yourself and be present in the current moment that you are in, and notice something you didn't notice before. Be grateful for what you get to see right now in this moment. Whatever it is, it might take you by surprise, and you might be like, oh my gosh, like that's actually so amazing. And just sit in that joy and really enjoy it. And I truly believe that is how you enjoy your day-to-day existence. So that is a bit of a wrap on today's episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit different. It is how I personally do really enjoy my life, and I love it like this, and it makes me love everything that I do. Everything just feels better because I'm able to put myself in that mind frame, in that mindset, and that energy. And I just think that everybody can adopt this. It's just going to make the world a better place, to be completely honest, and I'm all here for it. So if you guys loved today's episode, I would love if you leave a review. Let us know what you think about it, what your main takeaway was. And as always, thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.